Bike and Ride Arena here at MCL 2025. Does anybody here like motorbikes? Up the near. Alright, listen, anyone like motorbikes? That's the poor response for a motorbike. They don't really like that rather than the Christmas tree next door. Right, we'll try it one more time. Does anyone here like motorbikes? Sure you're all awake. Now we're going to show you a run through some stuff on the GS. We've got our two riders in the arena, going to be some stunts, some skids, a little bit of fun on these bikes. We'll talk through some of the tech on the different bikes we've got here. And also we'll talk about the older BMW, which is the activity side of BMW Motorrad. So they've got the track training school, which is headed up by Taylor Dempsey and a bunch of current ex-BSV racers. That's based on Mallory Park. If you've got the track license, you want to learn more about track riding, check out those guys. Has anyone not got a bike license? It's a silly question to ask if I like that, isn't it? What about you? Anyone not got a bike license yet? Excellent, well we'll move on then. If you've not got a bike license or you're with friends who haven't ridden yet, over on the rider training stand there, they've got a rolling road so you can get up online, get hooked on the drive, and then they'll be here spending all of their money on motorbikes like the rest of us, which is a good thing. Safety in numbers. The final one I want to talk about is Offroad. They run some of the best riding holidays all over the world. Places like Wales, Ireland, further afield, Peru, Patagonia, North America. They've also got a entire bunch of repair stations, so if you don't know how to repair something on your bike, go and speak to them, they'll show you how to rock the bike. It's a really useful skill to have. I'm going to fire into a video up on the big screen now, which kills over some of the action you can get up to with the model BMW, and then we'll let these two boys off the leash for some more action in the arena. The original GS, the very first, the R1300GS, way back in the 70s and 80s, was developed as a bike that was designed to carry decent amounts of comfort on and off road. And that is one of the GS's ever since. It's the best bike that's gone in and out of fashion over the years. The GS has always been a bike, regardless of which one you take, that has a decent amount of off-road capability. This latest R12G/S is like a bit of a tribute to the original R18. It looks amazing, but my favourite thing, they've taken that oil air-cooled engine and put it in an awesome chassis capable of good off-road riding. Neil, you've not got to ride it much this year because the other instructors keep bullying you for stealing it first, but what is it you like about that bike in particular?
Basically, we only have one all year and it's been a fight to ride it, so this is the most I've ridden it. Just puts you in a different mindset when you get in it. When you jump on it, you don't want to rush around and tear around off-road. Cruise around, enjoy the scenery, and it just sounds good. It does everything you want it to do, but you look cool doing it as well.
I heard someone describe this bike as it's like the ultimate bike for going to get a coffee as long as you take the cruttiest route to the coffee shop, because you've got to turn up dirty if you're arriving on the beach. We've done a lot of riding on the road on it this year, and it's what I was looking for. That's got the Enduro pack with the 18-inch rear wheel. But on top of that, it's got a modern ABS system with the Enduro ABS. The ABS works off-road, multi-traction control. Like all old school styling, it's an absolute beautiful thing to ride. That one's not aimed at crossing continents, that's aimed at crossing counties, going for a nice coffee shop, lower a few back lanes, a few green lanes, and enjoy the ride along the way. I'm going to jump over to Ben now, who's on the other end of the spectrum when it comes to GS's. For me, that 1300GS adventure is the solid pinnacle of all the BMW's development over the years, the decades they've been building adventure bikes. That's all their know-how put into one bike. It is a proper monster, continent crushing, but as Ben's proven, still a GS. Still in the wrong place still. It's still capable of good off-road riding. It wouldn't be a GS if it was just a road bike. Ben, that bike has some really useful technology on it. It's got the adaptive height control. Now, let's have a show of hands. Has anybody here ever dropped a motorcycle? Thank you for being honest. Good. I asked this question earlier and everyone went, no, no. What about this then? Anyone dropped a bike over here? I know you have a sleeve, didn't it? It happened. Anyone dropped a bike because they couldn't get their foot to the ground? There's a few, yeah, especially people in my events, right? So, seat height is always a big deal. There's always a compromise to be made in terms of ground clearance, in terms of comfort and seat. That 1300GS Adventure come to a stop, it lowers down. Ben, can you give us a little demo up there on the bank of how the white light system helps out?
Yeah, so at the touch of a button, I can change the ride at this bike. So watch carefully, it's going to go down at the back, press the button, and then down at the front as well. It might not look much when you're not on the bike, but once you're on it, that's a massive difference. I can get 2 feet down really nicely. And then at the touch of the button, I can bring it back up as well, so up at the back, and then up at the front. Now, I'm in enduro mode at the moment, so what that means is, whatever I set the suspension height to is going to stay at. So I need a little bit more ground clearance when we're coming through the rollers, and I need the full amount of suspension power. But when it goes into the road modes, you're actually going to have it doing it by itself. So when you come to a stop, and you get to below a certain speed, it's going to lower itself down. So I can put my feet down nicely, stop at the traffic light, stop at the roundabout, and then when I pull away again, it's actually going to rise itself up. So I've got the full benefits of the full range of travel for the bike. It is awesome, it's really good.
I like the way you said it's nice and nice that when you're rolling through the rollers, you've got plenty of ground clearance. Like that's what we all do every day on our ride to work. We just ride through a set of rules.
I know that's what we do on the way to your work.
On top of the off-road benefits, actually raising the ride height gives you that little bit of quicker steering. It makes the bike handle better, gives you a bit more weight transfer, so it does have a benefit on the road as well. And lowering it down is basically like a MotoGP off-road ride, so it's good for getting victories on track. Now the other little feature I want to talk about on that bike is the auto shift assist, which is it's a version of an automatic clutch. The bike does have a clutch in it, like a normal engine, but it's got an electronic actuator. So when you stop, the bike pulls the clutch in for you. When you pull away, the bike releases the clutch. If you want to shift up and down the gears normally, you can put it into the manual mode and use the gear shifter as normal, but the pulling in and letting go of the clutch is all done by the bike for you. It's a system that actually we were a bit sceptical about when it first came out, but we took it to some really hard places. We did a few videos taking this bike into some ridiculously difficult terrain. It is very, very capable. It's like buying into good clutch control. Ben, can you stop showing off rolling backwards? Can you show us some of the hill start stuff and the slow speed controls you can do with that system?
Yeah, so like you say, Chris, I'm just borrowing someone else's clutch control. So I only need my right hand now. So all I can do is input the throttle on the right hand side, and then it's just going to work the clutch for me. So I'm doing the revs, the bike is deciding how much clutch it needs to put in. And it makes things do like things like this, rolling around, doing U-turns and off cameras that we all do every day. Makes it really, really easy. But for me, you know, we've all been there. We just started out riding, and the queue of traffic is stopped right in the worst place, right on a really steep hill. Okay, hill starts are a nightmare sometimes. But with this bike, take my hand off, I don't need my left hand anymore. It just pulls away. It's cheating, isn't it, Chris?
It is cheating. It's also really hard to install that bike. I'm going to get Ben to park up for a minute. It still does donuts as well, which is always good to know. So Ben's on the Adventure, which is a long distance bike. We're doing big miles, big trips, big tours. Neil is on one of the more enduro-based versions of the 1300GS. So that's one of our ones for the off-road tour. It's got the stripped down, smaller fairing, smaller bodywork, smaller seats. It's also got the long travel suspension that's got the pro suspension pack on it as well. So that bike is unbelievably capable, both on and off-road. But it's also one of our staples for teaching new to off-road riders. Neil, what is it that makes that bike easy for people learning to ride off-road?
Well, it just doesn't fall over. It's just brilliant. It's only us that is the problem. It's humans. The bike does everything. The bike does most of it ourselves. Honestly, it's so well balanced. We all think this is the easiest bike to teach on. Not only because it's low down weight and it's balanced, but also because of the ABS, traction control, and as you get better riders and you want to really push it and eventually bike off-road, which they're not really, honestly, this thing will go anywhere. It's only us that really get in the way, and we push these bikes to the limit in some awesome gnarly places. And places where a GS probably shouldn't go.
It is incredible what these bikes can do now. I've always thought the 1300GS is kind of perfect 50-50 bike. It's a balance between on-road and off-road, and an equal amount of strength in both those conditions. It's a good idea of a good riding trip, a good riding adventure is to have 80% of that off-road on dirt, But with the F900, you can attack things a little bit harder. You can hit the bumps faster. You've got the big 21-inch front wheel, which works really well in deep sand or if you're in a big boulder in rocky terrain. This is like for attacking the off-road riding with a little bit more. Don't have the grey now. With a little bit more spice, turning it into a supercross bike like Benzine's doing here.
Is there right an adventure bike should be doing
An
this?
adventure bike should not be doing BMX track. Now Neil, can you just park into the gear for me? There's a little gap just in here. I think it's about time we've got a better shot to jump. So we're going to park here in the middle, just so we can get a bit of scale. Grab the camera, just a picture of it. We're going to get Ben's been trying his best to get as close to Neil's back as possible over here. So let's still friends at the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for Ben Harvey. Not just for jumping the gap, but for stopping before he grabs the new up. Now, to finish up, we're going to let the boys off the lead and have a wheelie and jumps and donuts. But, I want to just prove the point here. All of the GSs have a slightly different bias. Some are more biased towards cruising around drinking cups of coffee, and some are more biased towards crossing continents like the event over there. But, they're all off-road bikes. They all hate it. So I'm going to send you around on sports suspension number 46 there, the stripped down off-road school bike, and I'm going to make Ben do everything Neil does. He's going to do it with a huge full-back of fuel and the ability to ride to Portugal tonight. So Ben, over to you. Yeah, you've got the one end of the deal here, I'm afraid. Let's have a little bit of a noise, let's have a bit of a cheer for him, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get you all for Ben over these jumps. We want to see some drips and some burnouts, and we want to see bikes in the air, please. Over the double there. They're doing it with no front lever. The off-road skills, synchronised display team. Beautiful bit of style from Neil. Ladies and gentlemen, one hand allowed, and let's have a massive round of applause for Mr. Neil Hawker and Mr. Ben. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks ever so much for watching the show. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've had a fab day at MCL 2025. If you want to come in and do some of the sacrificing stuff, we want you to jump the gap, or we can do some bike riding exercises after the show. We're up on the bus, we'll be happy to walk you through it. It's a little fun and come over there. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Offroad riding, enjoy rewarding results. Give you everything from a fun day in the hills to the ability to explore the entire world. And that's really what Offroad Sports is about.